Hey guys, Foxy Forex Trader here. We're going to be doing a chart analysis and a weekly outlook. So let's get started with DXY. DXY, firstly, I want you to not worry about this big candle that was formed here. Ghost candle, phantom candle, whatever you want to call it. It's just an error. Don't let it scare you. So what did DXY do? We can see that it formed a BPR, which then price traded up into the BPR and went down. And now what we have formed is a new BPR. So what I would like to see is price run into this BPR, but also we have this 1 hour fair value gap all the way over here, which price tapped once, twice, 3 times. So we can see it's an important area. And eventually it broke it. And now we have 2 areas, 2 zones where price can lead into before we trade. So something I would like to see is, we can move that to the side, is this liquidity. I would like price to take out this liquidity. I would like it to do something like open and go here, take it out, run into the BPR, run lower, tap the BPR, and then we can take the profits of these lows. We have these lows where it can take, or we have these lows that it can take. Those are 2 good areas. We also have this area, which is a little bit further down, which I don't think it's going to reach. So these 2 areas would be my levels. And with that, we can look at Euro USD. Euro USD, very interesting because it almost gave us a order block to start off the trading week, which would have been very nice, but it didn't by just a few pips. If it closed above, we could have seen how it opened. If it tapped back in, we could have used it for our bullish bias. But because it did not do that, we can break down and see what we have. So Euro, it swept out all this liquidity, started to trade higher, formed this fair value gap. See that it inverted and it closed above it, which gives me bullish bias. And going even a bit further, what I would like to see, and which is very interesting, is we can look at this 1 hourly fair value gap. We can sweep this liquidity. And this looks very interesting. Could be looking for this on Monday. Sweep up and run the highs again. So this is something I will be looking for on Monday. You know, obviously we have to look at the lower time frame. You can't just place limits and see. Well, sometimes you can. But this would be the general area. I would put my stops below these lows, this liquidity. If you want, you can also place it below here or even below this liquidity once it sweeps, because it should not be going back down below this liquidity and doing another sweep, and then your bias would be wrong. GU is pretty much the same idea as EU. However, Euro is the stronger asset, which I will show you soon with Euro GBP. So that's what I'll be looking at. And we have Audi. Audi does not look very interesting. We've kind of just been in a box, so I don't think I'll be trading Audi. Euro USD, no, we want to look at Euro GBP. So Euro GBP, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It swept these lows. You can barely see it, but it did just a little bit. But with that it barely swept it, we could see something like a double sweep. So what I would want to see is how we open, If we open up and go up, we can see that euro is stronger. But ideally, we would want to see a double sweep because it's a weak sweep. There's only like a pip or two. A sweep and then run the lows, the highs. So we can see that euro is the stronger pair. Therefore, I'll be looking for euro USD trades. USD CAD. It's interesting. However, the only reason I would not be looking at this too much, excuse me, is because it doesn't correlate with DXY. We are bearish on DXY, and if we are bearish on DXY, I'd want to be bearish on USD CAD. However, on USD CAD, I am bullish. So when DXY turns bullish, there will be a change in state, change in character. Then I will start looking at this area further and seeing where we are. Is price around here, and can we trade into this fair value gap to go higher and possibly take out these highs. But until DXY does not become bullish, I will not be looking at that. USD JPY, very clean price action. We have just been seeing it going lower, 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 creating order blocks as we go down. 4-hour order block here, 4-hour order block here, 4-hour order block here. And now what do I want to see? We have this 4-hour fair value gap here. Simply open, see how we trade into the fair value gap, and do a simple little stop like this above the fair value gap. This will be your first take profit. This could be your second take profit. Something like this. And even if you want to play it safer, you can place your stops above the fair value gap and do something like that. Jaw, my favorite pair, my good old pair, but the pair that I have not been trading because the price action does not look interesting at all. It was nice here. Here, not so much. So I'm staying away from it. And Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin took out all this liquidity here, all those highs started to go down. And now Bitcoin does look like it's going to go down a little bit more, possibly. The first area we would look for is this 4-hour fair value gap. And then we also have this 4-hour fair value gap where we see it already tested. However, I am bullish on Bitcoin and crypto in general. So I will not be looking for any shorts and rather see how it reacts to here and then to here. And then I would be possibly looking for longs. It could even maybe do a sweep of here and then go up. And we could look for something like that. And that would conclude our analysis for tomorrow, going into Asia session, London session, and New York session for the Monday the 18th. And just a quick little info check on me as my first video, as you probably see, maybe not. I've been trading for around 3 years now. I have one funded account. I had 3 200K accounts. 2 of them were on 1 of 1, which was paid out and then banned. That's a whole other story. I'm currently funded on FTMO 200K account, and those are all 3. And all I plan on doing with this account is posting chart analysis, looking at previous days, next days, looking for ideas, seeing how this week panned out, last week panned out, trying to give some advice, some insight on the market for new traders, maybe experienced traders, just looking for an idea that they wouldn't have seen because it's a pair that they don't look at. And yeah, all I ask for is if you can like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you have any questions, any pairs that you want me to look at. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. All right, see you guys.